Hi, I'm Anne. Welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be a mess of a video where I give some updates on my reading and where I've been. So some of you probably saw this earlier this week on the community tab or on YouTube, or I also shared this on Instagram on my stories. But my little sister, my little puppy sister, passed away this previous week. So I kind of didn't feel up to recording or posting anything. We got her when I was 15, and she was the first dog I will say that I was very close to. This wasn't unexpected. Her health had been deteriorating for the last year especially, but especially the last month or two. She hadn't been eating properly, and we'd taken her to the vet. She had like 2 different surgeries in the past year because she had different tumors on her. So this was something that wasn't a surprise, but it doesn't mean that it's not hard to deal with. And I'm really grateful that right now I have my little fluffy Loki. And I'm so glad that I got him because he has been definitely helping with the grieving process as he yawns so cutely. So what is this video going to be now that I got the saddest stuff out of the way? I'm going to give you some updates on the books that I've been reading, some changes to my reading this month because I realize it's already like the 9th of March and I've only completed 2 books. So I'm not doing the best. Hopefully I can pick it up a little bit, but we'll see. So I did finish The Singapore Sapphire by A.M. Stewart, which was the second book I was thinking of reading for Singapore, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I will be talking about it more in my wrap-up at the end of the month. But I also finished Atlas Shrugged, which a part of me wants to do a full dedicated review on it, but I also feel that I am not qualified to talk about it, but I had very mixed feelings about it. There were a lot of things in the philosophy that I disagreed with, and I think I had similar thoughts to this book as I did to The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, but I think that this one was much more sophisticated in the philosophy than The Fountainhead was, because I could purely disagree with The Fountainhead and say this goes way over the top. But this one I had more mixed feelings about the philosophy. There were things I completely agreed with and things I did not agree with, or I partially agreed with, but I think they went in a direction that I didn't agree with. So if you want to see a full dedicated review for Atlas Shrugged, I may record it in the next few days and get it up, but I am glad to finally be done with it. So I have that done, and that was my first mammoth that I was hoping to finish this month. I'm currently reading 3 books. I'm about a third of the way done with Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, and I don't there's elements of this book that I enjoy, but I don't like it. I had low expectations of it going in because I didn't know much about it. And I was warned in my comments, because my commenters are absolutely amazing. They warned me that there's some weird sexual stuff in this book. And yeah, that is definitely bothering me. The treatment of women, all the female characters I really dislike. There hasn't been Martha, the daughter of the architect. I love her. This book is basically about a man who is inspired has wanted for his entire life to design and be the main architect and mason builder for a cathedral. That has been his dream, and it also follows this monk who is in need of a new cathedral. And of course, the story is about them. And it is set around the time when a lot of things were changing in England. One ruler has just passed away. There's a lot of conflict and political stuff going on. It gets a little bit too in the politics. I don't care about politics. I don't care that much for Tom, the architect / builder. Do not like his character at all. Do not like his female love interest. I don't like most of the characters involved. I do like Philip, who is not the prior, the main head monk of the monastery that needs this cathedral. And he's interesting. I like him. I don't just necessarily agree with all his decisions, but I do enjoy him as a character. But yeah, so far I'm not really liking this book, and if this continues, I would definitely not be continuing on in this series, probably either way. But if this continues, I see myself giving it like 2 or 3 stars at the most. I'm also reading The Imitation of Christ by Thomas A. Kempis. I think I'm like a third of the way done with that, and that one is going much better. I really love it because it's interesting because I started reading The Imitation of Christ. There's my Imitation of Christ. I started reading it like directly after I finished Atlas Shrugged. And it's very funny because Ayn Rand has a very like individualistic, capitalist, atheist perspective, whereas obviously this is like all about altruism and like living for others and not yourself. And so it's a very different philosophy and very Christian. And so I started this and it's like complete opposites. But I'm actually really enjoying this. This is like medieval. I'm reading a lot of medieval books recently. So the third one I'm currently reading is actually for the Black Hearts Book Club, hosted by Very Literary Carrie. And I've been telling myself to read the books that they read every single month, and I just never find time. But this one is relatively short, and it has been on my TBR for years, and that is The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. And this one is a noir mystery. I have not seen the original film starring Humphrey Bogart from the 30s or 40s. But I've heard great things about it. My mom loves that movie, and she was like, oh, I think you'll like the movie better than the book. So far, the book, I am about, I think, 7 chapters in. I'm maybe like a fourth of the way in. I'm really not enjoying it. And it's more so because, one, the female characters are very stylized. So are the male characters, where they don't feel like real people. They feel very stylized. But then the worst part that I really hate is that Sam, can't remember his last name, Sam Spade is the main character, this detective, this noir, gritty, dark detective. He doesn't communicate anything to the reader, so we don't know what's going on through his head. So I feel very distant and separate from all the characters. So he'll make a connection and solve something in his brain, but we aren't told it until several scenes later. And so it's very frustrating as a reader. He'll know something and he'll have come to a conclusion and won't let you know until several scenes later. So yeah, I really dislike that. But those are all the books that I'm currently reading. I realize that I am way behind on basically everything having to do with social media and the internet. I've been completely off of social media. In fact, I've been playing a lot of video games recently. And so I need to like update my Goodreads. My Goodreads needs to be updated. I have books on there that I finished like a week or 2 ago, and I have not updated it. I need to catch up on my comments here on YouTube. So if I haven't answered your comment, doesn't mean I necessarily missed it. I am going to be trying to go back and answering as many comments as I can. I also haven't been watching other booktubers on YouTube for, a week or 2. So I will also be catching up on that. So I have a lot of catching up to do in the next few days. But let me know if there is any specific book that I talked about in this video that you want a full review on, especially Atlas Shrugged. And I will be thinking up new ideas for videos. My brain has absolutely not been in BookTube or YouTube for the past few days. I do know that one of my videos has just skyrocketed in views, and I'm not sure what happened. It was my March of the Mammoths TBR, which I put out as like a very simple, easy video. That video took me like 10 minutes to film and very quick to edit. And suddenly it skyrocketed to like over 1,000 views within the first week, which is very rare for me. So if any of you have subscribed to this channel because of that video, welcome. Thank you for joining my madness. I swear I am more organized than this usually. Yes, I will be back to posting mostly on a regular schedule. I'll be back to posting on Instagram and all those things. And thank you everyone who has either on my Instagram or on my community page here on YouTube offered condolences for my loss of my childhood dog, because she meant a lot to me. And yeah, it's definitely difficult to know I won't see her again. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What are you reading currently? If you like this video, like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.